I'm 73 years old, and I need to tell you something that might shake you. Everything you believe about getting older is wrong. And the worst part, the people who should have warned you, your parents, your teachers, society, they either don't know the truth themselves or they're too afraid to say it. For the first 50 years of my life, I believed the same lies you probably do right now. I thought I had it all figured out. The career, the house, the respect of my peers. From the outside, it looked like a successful life. Solid, complete. But at 52, everything changed. Something happened that shattered the foundation of everything I thought I knew. And in the 21 years since, I've learned lessons that completely reshaped how I see life, death, and time itself. Before I tell you what happened, understand this. I'm not sharing this to impress you or to feel wise. I'm sharing it because my time is limited, and there are things you need to hear before it's too late. Not for me, for you. At 52, I had what doctors politely call a cardiac event, a fancy way of saying my heart tried to kill me. I was in a meeting discussing quarterly projections when the room started spinning. The next thing I remember is waking up in a hospital bed, tubes in my arms, my wife quietly crying in the corner. The doctor said I was lucky. Lucky. I had just stared mortality in the face and they called it luck. And they were right. Because lying there, unable to move, with nothing to do but think, I realized something terrifying. I had been living my life on autopilot. I wasn't truly alive. I was just going through the motions, checking boxes, meeting expectations that weren't even mine. And here's the thought that haunts me to this day. If I had died that day, if my heart had stopped, what would I have left behind? A house? A retirement account? Achievements that no one would remember in 5 years? Let me tell you the biggest lie you're probably telling yourself right now. I have time. I'll do it later. When I'm older, I'll finally live the life I want. I see it everywhere, from people in their 20s, 30s, even 40s. When I make more money, then I'll be happy. When I get that promotion, then I'll relax. When the kids are grown, then I'll travel. When I retire, then I'll finally do what I love. Let me save you 50 years of regret with one simple truth. That day never comes. Why? Because the goalposts keep moving. You get the promotion, and suddenly you need the next one. You make more money, and suddenly you need more money. You're always chasing something just out of reach, and before you know it, you're 70, wondering where your life went. I did this. I spent 30 years climbing a ladder only to realize too late that it was leaning against the wrong wall. You can't climb back down and start over. Time doesn't work that way. Here's something nobody tells you when you're young. Success is a terrible goal. And I say this as someone who achieved everything I set out to achieve. I made partner, I bought the house, I earned respect, and yet none of it mattered the way I thought it would. You reach a goal, and for 48 hours, you feel incredible. Then the feeling fades, back to baseline. Now you need a bigger goal, more validation, another win. It's a hamster wheel. I had a friend who died 3 years ago at 68, worked 70-hour weeks his entire life, built a multi-million-dollar business, never took a real vacation, always said he'd slow down next year. That year came, and he had a stroke. At his funeral, his son said, "My father was a successful man, but I barely knew him." Is that the legacy you want? Your deepest regrets won't be about the things you did wrong. They'll be about the things you never did at all. I don't lie awake at night thinking about failed deals. Those don't matter. What keeps me awake are the moments I missed. The trip to Japan I never took because I was too busy. The relationship with my brother that I let fade. The book I always wanted to write but never started. The evenings I chose work over time with my kids. Those are the moments that stay with you. You think you have unlimited time with the people you love, your parents, your siblings, your friends. You don't. One day, that time will run out. My father died when I was 45. We had a complicated relationship, and I was always too busy. I kept thinking we'd have time later, but there was no later. My biggest regret? All the Sundays I didn't call him, all the dinners I skipped, all the little moments I let slip away. There won't always be more. After my heart attack, I made big changes. I stepped back from work. I started saying no to things that didn't matter. I started saying yes to the things I had postponed for decades. In these last 21 years, I've learned more about life than in the previous 52. What matters is embarrassingly simple. Time with people you love, work that feels meaningful to you, experiencing life instead of collecting things, creating memories, being present. I know it sounds simple. When I was your age, I would have rolled my eyes. Sure, but I have bills to pay. And yes, you do. I'm not telling you to quit your job. I'm telling you not to sacrifice what matters for what doesn't. Ask yourself honestly, if you died tomorrow, would you be satisfied with the life you've lived so far? Not, would people be impressed? Not, did I achieve enough? Just, would you be satisfied? If the answer is no, what are you waiting for? What are you doing with your one precious life that matters less than it should? I'm 73. I'm lucky to have good health since that heart attack, but every morning I wake up knowing I'm on borrowed time. We all are. Most young people don't realize it. They think they have forever. You don't. I have grandchildren, 3 of them, and when I look at them, I see the same patterns I see in most young people today. Stressed, anxious, chasing things that won't make them happy, making the same mistakes I made. I try to tell them what I've learned, but they don't really hear it. Not because they're bad kids, they're just in the storm. That's why I'm making this video, because maybe, just maybe, someone will listen. Someone will choose differently. Someone will avoid the regrets that haunt people like me. Every day, you're closer to the end than the beginning. Nobody likes to think about that, but time is limited, and so is the time you have with the people you love. So what are you gonna do? Keep putting off that call, that trip, that conversation? Keep telling yourself you'll live later? Or will you wake up today and live like your time matters? Because it does. If I could talk to my 30-year-old self, I'd say stop trying to impress people who don't matter. Stop trading your health for your career. Stop putting off joy until someday. Stop waiting for permission. Start now. Not next year, not after this project, not when you have more money or more time. Now. The perfect time never comes. Life will always give reasons to wait. If you listen to them, you'll wake up one day and realize you waited your entire life away. I'm 73. If I'm lucky, maybe 10 or 15 more years. Maybe 20 if blessed. Probably less. And I'm okay with that, because these last 21 years have been the richest of my life. Not because I earned more, but because I finally started living on purpose. That's the irony. When you understand time is limited, you start to actually live. You stop wasting it. You stop postponing joy. You start creating the right time. You have a choice right now, today. Keep living the way you are, chasing success, putting off happiness, telling yourself you'll make time later. Or wake up, realize time is running out faster than you think, and start living the life you've been waiting for.
I can't make this choice for you, but I can promise this. You don't want to be 73, looking back, wishing you'd chosen differently. Don't waste 52 years figuring this out. Learn from my mistakes. Live intentionally. Prioritize what matters. Stop waiting for someday. If this resonates, share and like this video. Subscribe, because I want to share more truth of life and not much time left.